Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, welcome. And if you're not new and you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. I am very excited because I finally got my hands on the Fenty Collection by Rihanna. I ordered it online on Friday. Woke up like at 5 o'clock in the morning for some odd reason. Went on Sephora, you know, the huge, and I saw that it was available, and I saw that they had everything in stock. So I went ham and ordered a few things, and then my order, I put the wrong address and it went to Vegas, so I had to call, and then they switched it over to Kansas. And then I finally got it yesterday, which yesterday was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I got it Tuesday and it was the wrong shade. So I went in store last night, headed over to JCPenney, Sephora inside JCPenney, because they finally opened one here in Topeka, Kansas. So I was like, great, I'll go in there, have my shade. They'll find my shade, they'll color match me, blah, blah, blah. And it took like 3 hours for me to be able to exchange something that I bought online off the Sephora website into the Sephora inside of JCPenney, because people didn't know what to do, and since it's a new Sephora there, and it was a whole ordeal. It took about 3 hours to get everything done, but nonetheless, that's in the past. Before I start, it has been so hard for me not to look at any reviews, because the whole world of YouTube has been bombarded with everybody and their mama reviewing the foundation. And I'm all for it, because, you know, people have different skin tones, different skin types, and you kind of go off of somebody that has your similar skin type or skin tone, or at least I do. But it has been so hard for me not to jump in there and look at it, because I want my review to be based off of my first impressions and what I think of that foundation, not based off what somebody else thinks about it. I don't want their thoughts to be put into mine before I even have a chance to give the product a try. I figured if there's anybody out there with my skin color and my skin tone, or just anybody who is interested in having this foundation or trying any of these products out, then why not go ahead and help anybody out. I was gonna say help a sister out, but there's guys out there that wear foundations too and makeup, so I'm not gonna exclude you in that. This whole collection it's supposed to be suitable for all skin tones and inclusive of all skin tones, because a lot of companies only come up with a very limited range of foundations or very limited range of shades, and it kind of excludes some people. And I completely agree, because sometimes, in some, like I said, I usually go towards the deep side of a foundation, because I know that it does not go very high or very deep into the tanner or deeper shades of foundation or skin tones. So this one is very inclusive of everything. I think they even included one for people that have albinism, and then very, very deep. So I am going to pump out a couple of pumps of the foundation. It feels quite liquidy, like a normal foundation usually is. It's not thick or mousse-like. I can't really smell anything, and it's quite nice to the touch. Okay, so this is called the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. It is a Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. Yes, it is medium to full coverage for all. Long wear, light as air. And I got it in they color matched me to the shade 310. Originally, I had gone in shade 370, and it was just way too dark for me. I don't know. Usually, because this foundation has 40 shades, so usually I go towards the darker side of the color spectrum, because that's what I'm used to. But because there's 40 shades, and there's just goes to from very, very light to very, very deep, I went off the very deep side of tan. And no, so they divided into 3 sections. They have light, medium, tan, and deep, I believe. So the light has a whole mess of foundations, medium has a whole mess of foundations, tan has a whole mess of shades, and then deep has a whole mess of shades. So okay, so that is one layer on here. I think she did a good job at matching me. It was kind of a little off at the beginning. I don't know if you noticed that, but once it's all blended, it looks pretty close to my skin tone. It's still a little wet, so I'm gonna let it dry. But this is what it looks like so far. I don't see it caking up here. And I see that it did cover my redness around the chin that I had. Now the real test will be this left side because I have more pigmentation on this side. Let's get that started. And I am gonna do the sponge for that side. And I think 2 pumps covered my one side pretty good. I think it was enough. You see how it looks very yellow once I, like, it looks like it won't match, but once I blend it out, it matches really good. It looks more full coverage with the sponge. Lately I've been noticing that a lot, and I'm not used to it. I'm used to having more coverage with the brush, but that did cover up all of that redness and pigmentation that I had right here. It covered it up pretty good. I can still see my sunspot here and my sunspot here, which is very typical, very normal for me. I have not found a foundation that will cover that up. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I don't feel like it's too thick. It looks good. It doesn't feel cakey at all. It is soft matte. It's not extremely matte that you look like a mannequin. It just, like, you can still see some shine peek through, but it's not dewy either. It's dried down completely by now. Not too bad. Also picked up these little babies right here. They are called the Matchsticks Trio. This is what that packaging looks like. And this is the Matchsticks Trio, which is to conceal, contour, and highlight. It comes with 2 matte skin sticks and 1 shimmer skin sticks, and it says it is curated for your skin tone. I did order this one online as well, and I got the shade tan, but the highlight shade for the shade tan was my skin color, so I wasn't gonna be able to do the highlight properly. And I thought about just using it as like a spot concealer, but it didn't have too much coverage. It didn't have enough coverage for me to do like a spot conceal, so I went with the shade medium, and this is what that looks like. They magnetize, so if you get a whole mess of them, you can just lay them out and they'll go ahead and magnetize to each other or to anything metal basically. And the shades I got were medium, and in the mediums trio comes with Bamboo, Mocha, and Trippin'. These are sold individually as well, but I figured I'd get the trio just because it is cheaper if you get the trio. I believe it's $48 for the trio, and each one I believe is $24. So it's kind of like you buy 2, you get 1 free basically. And these shades look like this. This is Bamboo, this is Mocha, and this one is Trippin'. That's what that looks like. Last but not least, I also picked up the lip gloss, and this is the Universal Lip Balm. Let me get the packaging one. This is called the Gloss Balm, and it's in the Universal Lip Luminizer, and this is what the packaging looks like. Really cute. And this is what the product looks like. This one does not magnetize, at least it doesn't to these at all. I don't know if eventually it'll come magnetized and if eventually they'll come up with any other shades for lip gloss, because this is the only shade that is available at the moment. It looks very luxe. My favorite part is the wand. It is humongous and I like it. It just, you know, fits right in. I did try it on this morning, but I will try it on camera for you guys. It's a beautiful color. I think it's suitable for all skin tone. And it's not tacky. Oh, I love the way it looks. Alright guys, this is the finished look. Let me give you a rundown of what I think about the product so far. So let's start off with the foundation. I feel like it lays on very good on the skin. I don't know if it's gonna get oily or not throughout the day. I don't think it's a full matte foundation. It is right that it is a soft matte foundation. I do feel like I'm getting a little bit oily just around the T-zone right here, but it could be just the highlight. I'm not sure. We'll see towards the end of the day how I feel about that. The next thing is the Matchsticks Trio. I think these are wonderful. I do feel that they are very soft, not soft to the touch because they are quite dry, but they are a soft contour and a soft, they're not too stark unless these colors are not. I really like that shade Trippin'. I think it's just the perfect amount of glowiness to the look. I did not set them out with anything. I am going to keep it as it is. I did not set the foundation either. I'm going to keep it as it is just to see if it is a true matte foundation. And the contour, I did not set it either. It feels dry to the touch, so I figured it might not need setting. We shall see throughout the day. And lastly, for the lip gloss, I absolutely love this lip gloss. I truly feel like it is a universal color that can look great on anybody. Just a little lip liner and the lip gloss. That's all I have on. So stay tuned for the rest of the my final thoughts towards the end of the day. I will check back in before I take the foundation and makeup off to see how I feel. And again, this is a first impression. Does not mean that even if I like it today, it doesn't mean I'm gonna love it for the rest of the day. Or most likely, if I don't like it today, it doesn't mean that I can't work with it and see if there's other ways to make it more suitable for me. But so far this shade is looking good. I don't feel like it has oxidized at all. It looks pretty good and it looks I like it. It's the end of the night. I am ready to take off my makeup and I wanted to come in and check in with the final thoughts on the foundation. As you can tell, I am quite oily, especially around the nose area as well as the forehead area, basically my T-zone, which is where I get oily regardless of what foundation I'm wearing. But I thought because this is a matte foundation, I would not have this problem. I am pretty sure if I were to have to set it, I would not be having this issue, but because I didn't set it, now I'm stuck with oily nose. But it's something that can be fixed quite easily, just powdering it with a little bit of setting powder, loose powder, any kind of powder, and just patting it on that area, or even getting those blotting sheets. I know that in the collection there's some blotting sheets that Rihanna has with the Fenty Collection. And other than that, it looks pretty good everywhere. It did not oxidize on me at all. The contour is still here. The highlight is still there. Again, I did not set any of these products. And it's all looking pretty good. Besides the oiliness, it did not wear off at all. And it looks good. So do I like this better than the Wet n Wild? For the price, I would rather stick with the Wet n Wild compared to $6, and it does have a different finish. I'm not saying that they're dupes or anything like that. I would just say $40-something foundation or a $6 foundation, I would stick with the $6 one, as long as you can find a shade that matches you. So if you're on that deeper end of the spectrum and you don't have a shade that matches you off the Wet n Wild, obviously go with the Fenty. But if you can find your perfect foundation shade with the Wet n Wild, I would stick with that one. So overall, I do give this a 2 thumbs up. I am very impressed. I think it looks very natural, very good. It did not look cakey at all. And other than the fact that it is a little oily around the T-zone, which I was kind of expecting regardless of any foundation I wear, and especially because I did not set it. So awesome wear. I have put on the foundation around 2 o'clock, and it is currently 9, I believe. It's gonna be 9 o'clock, and it looks good for 7 hours of wear. So yep, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good day.